Hi guys, this is Mike at tabletbuy.com, and we're here today with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, which is right now the slickest Android tablet on the market, and probably one of the best if you're looking for a portable and powerful device that can compete with Apple's iPad, the most popular tablet right now on the market. So we have it right here. This is the 16GB 3G version, and definitely feels very light. It's actually lighter than the iPad, and it weighs just around 560 grams, while the iPad goes for 600 grams, and it's thinner as well, and it measures around 8.6 millimeters, while the iPad goes for 8.8 millimeters. When compared to other honeycomb tablets, this is of course a lot more compact and lighter, and overall features the same basic stuff, the same hardware, the same OS. So this is probably a recommendation for those looking for more portability. Okay, we're going to have a quick look at the device. On the front you get the 10.1-inch display. It's a PLIPS, something like this, panel. So it's Samsung's take on an IPS display, the one we get on the iPad and the SUSE pad transformer. And that one does is bring the same colors, the same viewing angles, but better brightness. And we're going to talk about the screen a little bit later. Besides this, on the front screen you have the front-facing camera here on top, and that's pretty much all. No buttons, nothing. And of course the tablet, like you can see, it's designed to be used in portrait mode for viewing clips and stuff like this. The edges are rounded, which is quite nice. You can easily hold it like this. It's quite comfortable. And the exterior is made from a combination of aluminum and plastic, made plastic and rubbery, so it provides excellent grip, way better than I had on other tablets. So this is definitely a tablet I would love to have, and I could actually use it without a case, but being so slim, I recommend having a case, and Samsung offers some excellent cases for this particular tablet. Now on the back you have camera, 3 megapixel camera if I'm not mistaken, with flash here. And let's have a look at the sides and see what you got. And we're going to start with this part, which is the left side. You have a speaker, so there are stereo speakers on this one. The other speakers is on the other side, and nothing else here. On the bottom you have the docking connector and the microphone. On this other side there's the other speaker, and on top you have the SIM slot here, headphone jack, 3.5 millimeters headphone jack, volume rocker, and power button. And as you can see, both these are fairly solid build. The buttons are a little bit wobbly, but only a tiny bit, and overall this tablet actually feels excellent. We're going to open the tablet right now, and we're going to have a look at the screen and the applications. So first of all, this is the screen. It looks absolutely amazing. If you want to see comparisons between the screen on this one and the screen on the SUSE pad transformer and the iPad, see our YouTube channel and our site tabletbuy.com for more details. We have clips and pictures and a bunch of other stuff over there. This is of course Android. It's running Android Honeycomb 3.1, and let me double check to see if it's indeed running this one. It's about, yeah, it's Android 3.1, and the screen, like I said, it's a very nice IPS panel, PLIPS panel, which is Samsung's take on an IPS display. Definitely looks amazing. Brightness is excellent, colors are excellent, and you probably might not be familiar with this particular interface, and that's because this is Touch Wiz UI, which is Samsung customizations added on top of Honeycomb in order to make the tablet a little bit better for everyday use. And we're not going to get into Android that much. Of course, you get all your basic application. You have the apps here, and they're pretty much standard, but you have a couple of extra features. Some of the applications, for instance, were added, and some were enhanced. And we're going to start with this, the social hub. And on this part, you can add a bunch of on this part you can add a bunch of different social services, including Twitter and Facebook and others, and all the content will be aggregated here, and you can see the latest replies and the latest feedback you get. And then, for instance, if you want to go ahead and open a link, you can just press something in here, and it automatically take you to the browser, and you're going to have the clip or the link opened, and you can read the content. Have to wait for it to load first. And speaking of the browser, pretty much standard here. You have the standard Android browser with tabbing, with Flash support, JavaScript support. And let's go ahead and open our blog, which is tabletby.com, and you will be able to navigate, of course, inside the site, and you will be able to play Flash in content Flash clips. They should be playable quite nice. Let me go ahead and find the clip here. Okay, should be this one. Let's go ahead and press play. Let's go full screen.
We set the same background.
Takes a bit. Oh, sorry. It takes a bit of time to load. Right now we're running the clip in 480p. Actually runs quite nice. And let's see if we can actually have it in 720p as well. Interface works. And right now we're running the clip in 720p and seems to be running quite nicely overall. There are a bit of skipped frames here, but overall it's running flawlessly, which is quite nice. Okay, besides this, what you have modified on this one is this particular app, the Gmail app. And you have this widget. It's a little bit different to the widget you get on other Android devices. Of course, you can add multiple email accounts, and you can then have a combined inbox. And this is my Gmail inbox, and it says here I have 4 new messages, and I should go to the email app and see them. See that it's not really working like this, but I do have, okay, sorry for that, I do have this, the email button, and it will open, and these are my messages right now. And you can see that it comes with a slightly different interface. It's pretty much the same in terms of functionality, but it's a little bit better colored. You have this new folder colors. They're orange and they look quite nice as well. And of course you have the combined interface for emails and stuff like this. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. You have this particular thing. You have a bunch of Samsung apps, and for this you're going to need a SIM card. There's no SIM card installed on this one right now, but of course you get access to Market and pretty much all these other applications. But there is this, the Music Hub, where you're going to find a bunch of types of content for your particular tablet, which is quite nice. You can easily buy content, and most other tablets, Android tablets, don't really offer this particular kind of application in Europe. For instance, in US you have access to Google Music, but in Europe some of them, most of them won't offer this kind of services, and you can search by type and stuff like this. And I showed you that you can play YouTube content. I will go ahead right now and show you that you can play other types of content as well. And we have Dice Player, which is the best app you can use to play in order to play okay, zoom. This is the best app you can use in order to play HD content on the tablet. It goes for $5, so it's very cheap, and it will allow you to play all types of 720p content flawlessly, which is something you won't be able to do with other versions, with other types of software, because this tablet does not support HD playing by default. And even with this program, it's not flawless, but it's definitely better than you can get on other tablets. Still, there are a couple of skipped frames. For instance, right now we're running an MKV file, 720p, higher bitrate MKV file, and it's okay, but there are some skipped frames. And let's go back and try the standard 720p MKV file with the same app. See that it's actually working and it's playing nice. And of course you have the MOV file as well.
This is your chance.
Was it 40? Oh, 400.
Plus 40.
And if you're planning to play 1080p content, that won't really work. Let's try this was the MKV file. So you can see that the image is a bit choppy, but it's definitely better than what you get with other pieces of software. And let's go ahead right now and try mobile, which is, of course, with the default. Let me show you this. With the default video playing software, you won't be able to play all these types of content. For instance, let's go ahead and try to play the same 720p MOV, and it says the video cannot be played. Let's try the MKV, video cannot be played, and the MP4, video cannot be played. So definitely going to need these third-party apps, and this is another good one. It's mobile player and it's free. Okay, seems not to be working. Okay, it will be working right now, and it's free, but it won't be able to play the content as well as Dice Player was. Let's go ahead and try the 720p MOV again, and you're going to see
We're warriors.
you can play it, but there are a bit of skipped frames,
The Three Musketeers.
and you can see that. And when going to try the MKV file, it will be nearly unplayable. So it's laggy. You can see that it is laggy. That's not the way it should be played. But bottom point, with the right application, you will be able to play 720p content on this one without a problem. And this is actually the case with all Android Honeycomb tablets, because as you probably know, this one runs, of course, Tegra 2 with 1 GB of RAM. So it's pretty much the same platform. And there are a couple of other things, like this particular widgets. There are definitely some weather widgets, and they're looking quite nice. And the alarm and date widget, and some others here for your bookmarks, and this the social hub widget, the calendar with your contacts, and you can easily add some others. Let's go ahead and see. Of course, the widgets, and you get all these widgets here. And like I said, you can add some others as well. While you install all these other applications that that offer you widgets, you will be able to use those as well. So this is pretty much these are pretty much all the things I want to show you about the software. More details are available on the site, and of course on articles that speak more that will deal with Honeycomb and Touch UI, Touch with UI. Actually, there's one more thing. You have this small arrow here, and when pressing it, you get an extra row of icons. And what you have here is a task manager, which is quite useful because it will allow you to kill apps. For instance, these are the apps running right now, and you have a task manager by default, which usually you don't have on Android devices. Theoretically, they say that you don't need task managers on Android devices, but be sure that you will need them, and it will be smart to close the application that you won't need to save a lot of resources. And you can see now these are the applications that we previously had open in multitasking. And of course, you can take print screen like this using the button. And what else do you have here? Do you have the calendar, and you can add a bunch of you should be able to add events and stuff like this with this, and it's going to be quite simple to add these events. And besides this, we also have word clock, pen memo, calculator, and music player. And let's go ahead and open music player. You can see that it looks quite nice. Speakers, they're actually quite good. Not impressive, but pretty good. They're stereo speakers, pretty standard for a tablet. This is something we like as well on this particular device. As for note-taking, you probably know that this is a standard capacitive display, and it's not really made for inking. That's why it's going to be quite complicated to use it. You can of course have a pen to use with it, and I'm going to show you right now. I have a capacitive pen right here, and you will be able to use this one, but not that. It's not that good, and should be. You can add text and stuff like this, and you can also draw and change your cursor and things like this. But bottom point, this tablet doesn't actually feel not that good. So while being more compact than other Android 10-inch tablets, this one is actually as powerful, and because of the enhanced interface, offers some extra features that you don't get on other devices. And in terms of battery life, it's not that bad either. It's right there on par with the ones like the Asus Pad Transformer or maybe the Iconia Tab, offering like 8 to 9 hours of life. So some can say that it's even better than most of the currently popular 10-inch tablets with Android, which is quite good. 9 hours, it's quite okay for daily average use. Can get to maybe 10 for standard definition content viewing, and maybe a little less when playing different types of games, but overall it's quite okay. And in terms of pricing, as you probably know, this one starts at $499 for the 16GB Wi-Fi only version, and it's offered discounted in various countries with different suppliers and different operators. So prices will vary based on the data plan that you're going to get with the tablet. What I have here is the 3G version with 16GB of RAM, and in my country this one goes for 350 euros, as long as you get a 20 euro per month plan for 48 months, so for 2 years. Yeah, that's quite a bit of money, but overall the tablet is quite good. Okay, more details about this tablet will be available on the site on tabletbuy.com and here on our YouTube channel. So if you liked our clip and our video review, please subscribe and press thumbs up. And like I said, check out all the other clips. We're going to have more details on this one and comparisons between this particular tablet and most of its important competitors like the ASUS Transformer or the iPad. Thank you.